All right, it's day 18 of my 40th birthday fundraiser for the Norwegian Refugee Council. So far, we raised over $3,000. I'm hoping I can get all the way up to 5,000 because that would be awesome. As you can hear, I still have a nasty cold. I'll try to muddle my way through this without coughing too much. And that brings me to today's question. So the question is from Cris, and this question is in Swedish. Now, I'm Norwegian, so I speak Norwegian. But if you're familiar with Scandinavian languages, you may know that Norwegian, Swedish, and Danish are pretty much the same language. They just kind of drifted apart a little bit. So if you grew up in Norway or Sweden or Denmark and you speak that language, you can figure out what the other ones are saying too. So in this video, I will pretend to speak Swedish and read Chris's question. So, bortsett från alla instruktionsvideos, hur mycket får du kodat nu för tiden? Nu för tiden. Bortsett från alla instruktionsvideos, hur mycket får du koda nu för tiden? All my Swedish followers are going to be so pissed off. Okay, in Norwegian, this question reads, bortsett fra alla instruksjonsvideoene, hvor mye får du koda nå for tiden? Or in English, apart from all your instructional videos, how much time do you have to code nowadays? So the weird thing about being an educator is you spend a lot of time teaching people stuff, but to teach people stuff, you also have to do the thing itself, but your job is to teach. So generally, you often get this thing where you drift further and further from the doing and more towards the teaching, to the point where you get completely dissociated from the actual work. So you're teaching people how to do things, but you're not actually doing the work. This is a challenge with any kind of teaching. The fortunate thing is teaching anything about stuff that happens on the web or on the internet or anything that has to do with technology is the field itself evolves so quickly now that you can't actually just sit on your laurels and teach the same thing over and over, because then you outdate yourself in like 6 months. So a large part of my job is learning new things, and that means writing a lot of code and figuring out how that code works and trying to figure out how to teach it. To get that to work, what I've done is I contribute to open source projects all over the internet. I write my own little project. I build like websites and I build WordPress themes that I ship. Since January this year, I've been working on this huge project called WP Rig, which is a whole new way of building WordPress themes, which includes a massive build process and a very opinionated starter theme that thinks about modern practices. And that project has resulted in writing a lot of code and being really engaged in modern standards and figuring out how all these tools work together and building these massive build processes and user testing it and doing a bunch of other stuff. And now the WP Rig team is huge. There's a lot of people involved, and we're rethinking everything I originally did to make it even better and ship it to more people and get more people engaged. So I do get time to work on some more code than I did before. I do still feel a little bit separated from the act of doing it, because I'm not under that time crunch where I constantly have to write code all the time. But when I talk to people that are around my age or, around my position in the industry, what you find is, in general, once you get to a certain level of proficiency on coding or design or anything else, you just naturally start moving into positions where you don't do the work anymore. You become a manager, or you become a team leader or a project head or anything else. So you're slowly drifting away from the work and doing other work. You become more supervisory or advisory or something like that. And for a lot of the people I know who are in that position, they talk about this, that, as I get really good at something, I kind of drift away from it because I'm responsible for other people doing the thing. So I guess it's just a thing that happens in our industry and probably in other industries too. So I make a concerted effort to get coding done. Usually I contribute to projects that pop into my lap. So if you have a project and you want my eyes on it, all you have to do is contact me and I will look at it and maybe contribute to it. That's it. Okay, so this is an answer to the AMA series that I'm doing for my fundraiser. Now, if you have a question you want me to answer in the series, there is still time. If you go to the URL on the screen, morten.com/mortenisanold, and click on the Ask a Question button, you can ask me a question. Just fill out the form. If you want to contribute to the fundraiser, to the Norwegian Refugee Council, and help refugees and displaced people all over the world, you can do so from the same URL. Just go to the URL, click on the Donate to the NRC button, and make your donation. We truly appreciate if you do. My goal is currently $5,000. We're at a little over 3,000, so there's still room to bump it up there and get us all the way to 5,000 by my birthday, which is on October 17th. All right, until then, I'm going to try to get rid of this cold, so I'll see you tomorrow.